Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on my designer fragrance wardrobe, aka the only 7 designer fragrances that you need. So basically I have 7 categories. I'm going to quickly read them out to you guys so you can better understand my personal fragrance wardrobe. I have 1 fragrance for work, 1 fragrance for the spring and summer. I like to kind of compile the spring summer just because it's a little bit easier. 1 fragrance for the fall and winter, of course, 1 fragrance for a date, 1 fragrance for a formal situation, 1 fragrance that I want to be like very casual, I just want to throw it on, and 1 fragrance for a night out. I really love this kind of concept of video because it's more of like a minimalistic approach to fragrance collecting. As you guys know, I review fragrances, so that's why I have so many, but really if I kind of didn't do this as my job, I think I would have quite a small and curated collection, just kind of a fragrance that would fit different situations or occasions or seasons. I think I would have quite a curated selection. So I think I'm going to start out with my work fragrance. And for me, I know this is kind of boring because I used to talk about this fragrance all the time a few years ago. It is Coco Noir from Chanel. Now, I also really love Coco Mademoiselle. I don't think I've ever spoken about Coco Mademoiselle on my channel, but if you guys were ever curious to know if I like that fragrance, I absolutely do. And sometimes when I'm at the airport and I've probably forgotten to put on a fragrance, I always go and spray Coco Mademoiselle before I'm getting on a flight or I'm running through the airport or something because I love the way that it smells. The only thing that's kind of annoying with it is that it's not very unique, and that's why I love to recommend Coco Noir. So Coco Noir is a rose and patchouli scent done in such a beautiful way. There is a little bit of citruses in the top to give it kind of like a burst of freshness, but then you immediately feel this beautiful balance between the rose and the patchouli in the scent. And then the dry down is just perfection. You have a slight resinous balsamic touch in Coco Noir that I just absolutely love. Like, it definitely has a slight oriental feeling to it, and I just think it is absolutely beautiful. So it has a bit of a freshness. I feel like the rose and patchouli, this kind of like sheep DNA, kind of brings this classic feeling to the scent, and it kind of like a professionalism as well to the scent. And then in the dry down you have a little bit of a woodiness, a bit of a resinous touch, and a slight sweetness as well, and it is just absolutely beautiful. If I remember, the longevity projection on Coco Noir is really good. I think it lasted about 8 hours on my skin with decent projection, but it is just a beautiful, beautiful scent, and I personally do find it quite sexy. My work fragrance, my work choice would be Coco Noir from Chanel. Let's move into my spring and summer pick. For me personally, it would be Shiseido Zen. I wear this fragrance all the time, especially because I live in Dubai, so all year round it's hot, and most of the time I'm craving something fresh, something citrusy, something light, and Shiseido Zen fits my craving every single time, and it is absolutely amazing. For me, this is one of my favorite easy grab and go fragrances in my entire collection. It is just perfection. Shiseido Zen actually is quite similar, not too similar, but it does have a similar scent profile to Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel. But for me, Shiseido Zen is more transparent, it's more citrusy, and it's more smooth. Coco Mademoiselle has a bit of a sweetness, it has a bit of a sharpness to it. It's a little more intense. Shiseido Zen is more of a relaxing fragrance. Like, really, the name is absolutely perfectly suited to the scent inside of the bottle. It's smooth, it's citrusy, there is a bit of patchouli, but it's done in such a beautiful and very soft way. It is just amazing. It's quite juicy as well. I think there's some grapefruit, some other citruses. I think there is a little bit of white flowers and maybe a bit of woodiness in the base, but what I personally get is a very smooth, soft, citrusy scent with a slight woody touch in the base, and it is just, guys, absolutely beautiful. Definitely, for me, my spring and summer go-to. When it's hot and when I want to wear something very refreshing, I always pull for Shiseido Zen. It is a 10 out of 10 scent, and you can actually find it Depends where you shop or where you shop online, but you can find this fragrance discounted quite a lot. If you ever come across it, do not think twice and just pick up a bottle, because it is a beautiful fresh fragrance, and for me it's a 10 out of 10. So Shiseido Zen for me would be my spring and summer pick. So next up we have fall and winter. Now the fragrance that I chose for the fall and winter is of course Maison Margiela Jazz Club. You guys know my obsession with this fragrance, and it's never gonna stop because I absolutely adore this fragrance. I find it to be so sexy, so chic at the same time, and just an overall 10 out of 10 fall and winter fragrance. You can wear this for a date, you can wear it for a night out. Obviously for the fall and winter, it is just so chic, very sexy, very powerful, and it just smells so good. For me, I get this boozy, sweet, smooth, woody scent. There is a beautiful boozy note in here, but not too much. Like for me, I don't really want to smell like straight up alcohol. The booziness in here is very sexy. There is a very addictive sweetness in there and a very smooth woodiness going on overall. It is really a very, very, very sexy scent. It also has something very cocooning about it. When you spray it on, you feel like this fragrance kind of wraps you up. It is just a beautiful, very sexy fragrance. Maison Margiela Jazz Club. This would definitely be my fall and winter pick for my designer wardrobe. So if you've never checked this one out, do it. Thank me later. It's very sexy. Some women find this fragrance to be very masculine. You just have to go and smell it and see if it's your vibe. Personally, you guys know me. I love to wear all types of fragrances, feminine, masculine, whatever. And for me, I find Jazz Club to be like a perfectly unisex scent, but that's just my opinion, and it's very, very, very sexy. So Jazz Club, Maison Margiela, my fall and winter pick for sure. So next up we have date night. Now this was hard, this was very hard, but when I think about it and when I think of what fragrances I pull for when I'm going on a date with my partner, I like to wear something feminine with a sweetness, a little bit of a floral touch, but very sexy overall. So my pick is Givenchy L'Interdit Rouge. Now I also really love the L'Interdit in the black bottle. I think it's the parfum version. I also absolutely love that one, and I definitely want to get a bottle of that. But L'Interdit Rouge, L'Interdit, very, very, very sexy. I get this kind of like bubblegum tuberose, but with this kind of smooth, creamy, woody base going on. It is very, very, very sexy. I don't even know the notes. I think there is like ginger or some citrus and tuberose and vanilla, but for me, I get a sweet, slightly bubblegum tuberose, but the dry down is very sexy. You have a vanilla, kind of smooth, woody base, and it's addictive, very, very, very addictive and very, very sexy. I wore this fragrance earlier in the year when I went to the Maldives with Pierre, and I would wear this when we went for like dinner and stuff, and he told me many times that I smelled so sexy. And I tell you guys all the time, but Pierre, he doesn't really give me compliments on my scent a lot. Sometimes he does, and I'm shocked when he does. And in the Maldives, he gave me a huge compliment on this scent, and so did actually the staff of the place that we were staying. They gave me a compliment on this scent as well. For me, very, very sexy, very indolic, very feminine, but kind of femme fatale feminine. And it's just a beautiful, very, very sexy fragrance. So L'Interdit Rouge, you can also go for the black bottle. I think the original L'Interdit is a little too light and airy. I prefer the Rouge and also the black bottle. So definitely check them out if you want a very sexy, feminine date night scent that's gonna attract the men or women, whatever you're into. Try the L'Interdit line, it is absolutely fantastic. Next up, we have my formal fragrance. Now, this was a difficult category for me. I was thinking of putting Coco from Chanel, but I already put a Chanel on the list. I was thinking of a few other fragrances that I absolutely love, but I think the fragrance that if I had to choose right now, like a formal fragrance to wear, I think I would choose Christian Dior Addict Eau de Parfum. I love Dior Addict, and I think it's one of the most beautiful, opulent white florals still to this day that I've ever smelled. It is just absolutely stunning. This is a very strong white floral scent with a mix of vanilla. It is just absolutely beautiful. You have vanilla and you have white flowers and you have this beautiful kind of smooth woodiness that kind of blends the two notes together. And it is, wow, a real 10 out of 10 standout, opulent, refined, luxurious scent. And that's why I would choose it as my formal fragrance, because it smells feminine, but in, again, like kind of this femme fatale way. The blend of the white flowers with the vanilla and like the woodiness, it is absolutely stunning, very opulent, very beautiful, and very, very powerful and potent. It lasts a long time on the skin and it projects a lot. Actually, I remember when I first got that fragrance in my collection, I actually found it very overwhelming when I was wearing it. I found it really overwhelming when I first started wearing Dior Addict, but I really love the fragrance and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And if I was going to a formal event, it's definitely the fragrance that I would choose to wear. So Dior Addict from Christian Dior, an absolute 10 out of 10 fragrance, and I absolutely love it. So next up we have my casual fragrance. Now, another one that I have been speaking about for a long time, but I cannot stop wearing this fragrance. It is Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez. Now, for me, I know it's simple. I know it's a very kind of, I don't want to say basic, because for me it's not basic at all. It's very complex and very beautiful. But I just love it. I cannot stop wearing this fragrance, guys. Like every single time that I shower and I get out the shower, this is the fragrance that I pull for. Every time I get out the shower, Pure Musk. There is just something so comforting about this scent, so sensual, so clean, so it feels like a second skin to me. This fragrance really feels like my second skin. And it's just beautiful. When I want to just spray on something, I don't want to care about what I'm wearing, I wear Pure Musk. It's clean, it's floral, it's fresh, it's very musky, and the quality of this scent is just impeccable. It's so well blended. You really don't pick out anything in this fragrance. Like, you cannot tell me that it smells like tuberose or rose, or it smells like a blossom. It doesn't smell like anything. It just smells clean, innocent, slightly floral, a little bit powdery and musky, and very clean. And it really is my favorite casual fragrance to wear, and I don't think I will find something to replace it actually, because this is just so perfect, so effortless, and it feels really like a second skin. And whenever I want to wear something casual, I want my fragrance to be like a second skin. Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez, absolutely love this fragrance. You guys already know it is beautiful, it is very easy to wear, very easy to like, and what's fantastic is you can spray this on and then you can spray on whatever you want, because it's a very simple DNA. So I absolutely love Pure Musk. It's definitely my casual pick. Love it so much. Finally, the last category is night out, which I did again have like kind of a hard time with this one. I was thinking of putting Alien from Mugler. I know there is so many designer releases all the time, but I kind of like my OG fragrances that I fell in love with a long time ago and I still love to this day. I don't really know what's wrong with me, but new fragrances that come out, new designer fragrances that come out, I kind of haven't really fell in love with any new releases for a very long time. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit repetitive what I'm talking about in terms of designer fragrances, but that's just me. Like, I like what I like. I don't want to have to force myself to fall in love with all of the new designers when I already love my older ones. So yeah. Anyways, my night out, I was thinking of putting in Alien, because when I was younger, Alien was my night out scent. I say when I was younger, but it's only a few years ago now. But when I was 18 or 19, 20, I was wearing Alien like crazy. Like, I was spraying on like 50 sprays of Alien, going out, getting so many compliments with the scent, and I absolutely love Alien. But the fragrance I think that has replaced it is also from Mugler, but it is Angel Muse. Angel Muse is so sexy, so unique, and so complex. What you're gonna get is like a sweet, chocolatey, nutty, slightly earthy, patchouli. It's just wow, wow, wow. It's chocolatey, a little bit nutty. I think it has some patchouli in there, I'm not too sure. I know there is some vetiver to bring like a slight woody earthiness, but it is just incredible, guys. For me, Angel Muse, it really smells like powdered chocolate, like powdered Nutella, and it's just wow. If you want to smell gourmand, if you want to smell sexy, if you want to smell powerful, Angel Muse, guys. This is my go-to like night out fragrance. I actually brought this to Corsica with me this summer, and I wore it for nights out actually. So when we would go down to like a beach or we would go out for dinner and stuff, I would wear Angel Muse, and I got a lot of compliments, and it just smells so good, you guys. It's just wow, a 10 out of 10 fragrance with amazing longevity and projection. Sometimes I personally become anosmic to it, but don't worry, it lasts and it projects and everyone else can smell you. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my designer fragrance wardrobe. Like I said earlier, I'm sorry if it's a bit repetitive, but I like what I like, and I have my OGs. Like, I really have the fragrances that I love from the designer world, and I haven't really been too impressed with new designer releases for a long time. But these fragrances I absolutely love and adore. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.